I'm San Francisco Mayor London Breed, and I am so excited to be here at the port today. We were just here celebrating Juneteenth. Every weekend there are some incredible markets, and it was so crowded. The waterfront was alive and well. And in fact, last weekend, I think it was, these days go by so fast, I was at the Giants game celebrating with Roscoe, almost a full house. But it was amazing to see the waterfront active, to see it alive, to see the excitement. And now we have a couple of other things to add to our reopening efforts. In fact, ferry service started today, additional ferry service around the Bay Area. And we also have opening this weekend the Exploratorium, and for tours, the SS Jeremiah O'Brien. And you think that that should be enough, but we have more, which includes fireworks on the northern waterfront for the 4th of July. And finally, to top it all off, as we get ready to reopen our city, it just wouldn't be the same unless we had Fleet Week returning in October. So a number of incredible milestones, a lot of great activities. San Francisco has been through so much this past 15 months, and I want to take this opportunity, as I always do, to really thank the people of this city for complying with the very challenging orders to shelter in place, to wear masks, and to get vaccinated. Over 82% of San Franciscans have been vaccinated. And we just saw the announcements from the CDC that people who are vaccinated don't necessarily need to wear a mask. However, we know that there are still a lot of people that are not vaccinated. And just because San Francisco is doing a great job doesn't mean that there aren't others that are out there that aren't. So we want to ask you, because the CDC talked about today the variants and how the vaccine protects you from the variants, and those who aren't vaccinated, what we don't want to do is go backwards. We don't want to go back to that place where we're shutting our city down. I hope that we never have to go back to that place. So in the meantime, it's so important that we enjoy our city. We enjoy all these great attractions. We support one another. We have a good time. And what I have also consistently said, it is so important that when you are out in the streets, now that our city is reopened, that you keep a smile on your face, because right now this is a privilege. And we have to remember, we were on lockdown for over 15 months in San Francisco and the Bay Area and other parts of the country. And so how much do we really appreciate being out here, being able to see faces without masks, being able to enjoy this cloudy, beautiful San Francisco day? I will tell you that I am showing up to everything that I'm invited to if I'm available. I've been to baby showers already, and birthday parties and other activities, openings, block parties. I've even crashed a block party before. When I was just driving by, I said, you know what, I'm gonna say hi to a couple of neighbors. And because it feels good to see people again, because it feels good to be out again. So keep that same positive spirit as we reopen and activities begin, and as people return to the office, as folks are out doing, eating and drinking and being merry and having a good time, because San Francisco's coming back, and we got a lot of making up to do with the activities that we want to do that we missed out on the past year. So thank you all so much for being here. Enjoy the waterfront this weekend and some great activities. And at this point, I want to introduce the director of the Port of San Francisco, Elaine Forbes.
Welcome, everyone. I have a smile on my face. Thank you for telling us, Mayor, to have that, because it is so wonderful to see everyone here at the waterfront, not masked and enjoying this place. As the mayor said, we're welcoming back 4th of July fireworks and Fleet Week, two cornerstone events for the waterfront. Today we're celebrating the reopening of the Exploratorium and the SS Jeremiah O'Brien, which was damaged in Pier 45 last spring. Increased ferry service starts today with 30% more ferries running. The ferries are here to enjoy the beautiful bay while commuting or just having some fun. Next month, we have the return of cable cars, and meanwhile, we have the F line running up and down the Embarcadero. Summer on the waterfront is here. There are so many adventures to be had. The port is proud to be home to really an amazing 7.5 miles of bayside waterfront in this city. Our waterfront includes Pier 39, Fisherman's Wharf, the Exploratorium, and Oracle Park, and amazing parks and open spaces like Crane Cove Park and Heron's Head Park in the southern waterfront, and more than 10 permanent installations of public art. I want to thank our Mayor, Mayor Breed, for her incredible support of this waterfront and for bringing back events like the 4th of July and Fleet Week, and of course for her stellar leadership in navigating the pandemic and getting us safely to today as she reopens and oversees the comeback of our city. The port welcomes more than 24 million visitors a year. Economic activity here supports $4 billion in economic annual output for the city and more than 16,000 jobs. That is why we're excited to welcome back cruises this fall, which brings about 300,000 visitors to the waterfront each year. Our cruises will follow the CDC guidelines and will have vaccinated passengers and crews, and we're expecting our first cruise ship in September. This fall, we're partnering with small businesses and local artists to activate our parks and open space. We want to showcase our local talent and create tailor-made experiences for fun and enjoyment. From Crane Cove Park to Pier 29, activities and events draw visitors to the waterfront while increasing foot traffic and complementing neighborhood businesses, supporting our important economic recovery. These activations will happen as we welcome cruises, cable cars, Fleet Week, and hopefully a Giants playoff season. Thank you all for coming out today, supporting our waterfront. A prosperous waterfront is a prosperous city. We welcome you to come down and enjoy some of the world's best views, best food, and best experiences. And now please join me in welcoming Phoebe White, Managing Director of the Exploratorium, a community museum dedicated to arts and science, perception, and awareness. This museum brings hundreds and hundreds of children and adults to our waterfront for learning and fun. Following Phoebe White, we'll hear from Loeven, Executive Director of San Francisco Fleet Week Association, and Rear Admiral Wayne Bays. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Elaine, and thank you, Madam Mayor, for your remarks today, and more importantly, for your leadership. We're so proud to be part of the San Francisco community and absolutely thrilled to see the progress that we have made against the pandemic. It's an absolute honor to be here today and with our colleagues and neighbors on the waterfront of this wonderful city. I am delighted to share, and you already know, that after 15 months of closure, the Exploratorium reopened today. We are incredibly excited to welcome our community through our doors once more. This time has been incredibly challenging in so many ways, and it is wonderful to see our community reopening fully and to be a part of the collective energy that is reemerging and gaining momentum in the Bay Area. I would also like to personally take the opportunity to thank Elaine, Forbes, and the Port for their support and partnership since we first moved to the waterfront in 2013. The Exploratorium is a learning organization, and we have learned so much in the past 15 months. We believe our community has also learned and experienced more directly than ever the critical role that science plays in all our lives. Whether it's the science behind the pandemic or vaccines or climate change, or the role of technology in our lives today, some of the defining issues of our time have all highlighted how important it is for everyone to engage in topics of science. Our vision is a world where people think for themselves and can confidently ask questions, question answers, and understand the world around them. At the Exploratorium, we're all about making learning fun. Our exhibits and programs encourage our visitors to wonder, be curious, and explore topics of science and human perception in ways that work for them. We don't tell people what to think, where to go, what to do. There are no right or wrong answers when you are exploring and learning. We also know that many people lost opportunities to engage with science during the pandemic, and we believe that visiting places like the Exploratorium can help young people re-engage and find joy in learning again. While we've been closed, we've been busy reconfiguring our museum floor, developing new exhibits and experiences, and working to ensure that as we reopen, we can do so safely and responsibly, creating a welcoming environment for our visitors. So come on down, go online, purchase tickets. Yes, we have time ticketing. Yes, we're managing capacity. And we honor all EBT and Museums for All cardholders at the door. Visit our restaurant overlooking the bay, explore, be curious, and share your stories with us. But most of all, have fun. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for the privilege of speaking today. And I would like to introduce Louis Loeven, Executive Director of San Francisco Fleet Week. Thank you.
Let me take off my super cool San Francisco Fleet Week mask. Thank you very much, Phoebe. By the way, the Exploratorium rocks. If you have not been to the Exploratorium, you don't know what you're missing. Do you guys still have the tactile dome? Yes. Okay, that's the thing to do. But it is true, we have all these events that are going to take place out on the waterfront. Fleet Week is coming back. I have with me Rear Admiral Wayne Bays, commander of Expeditionary Strike Group 3. Admiral Bays' assets are what will be coming up to San Francisco, and he'll talk to you about that. But I'm very excited to bring back the live Fleet Week events, including the Fleet Week Air Show presented by United. If you don't know it, you'll know it when it arrives. It comes big and it comes loud, and it's very exciting. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do down on the Marina Green and throughout the city and around the bay. Most of our events are outdoors. We'll have neighborhood concerts. We'll have the Parade of Ships, of course, and a number of other things that you can find out about by looking at our website, fleetweeksf.org, or follow us at FleetWeekSF. So get the up-to-date information. It'll be changing as time goes on, but right now it's a full complement of Fleet Week events. And with that, I'm going to introduce Admiral Bays. Admiral Bays?
Wow, what a pleasure it is to be out here live in person without a mask on. Thank you, Mayor, for including me in today. Yes, Rear Admiral Wayne Bays, it's my distinct honor. I'm humbled, excited to be with you today on behalf of your Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard team. As you know, we could not do an in-person Fleet Week in 2020 because of the challenges we were all facing with the coronavirus pandemic. But I'm really happy to say that we are going to bring service members from the Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard to be here with you in person for Fleet Week 2021 to celebrate the strong, long-lasting bonds that exist between the military and this community, which is a wonderful place. We're bringing ships, we're bringing aircraft, we're bringing equipment. We are going to bring the Navy Blue Angels. I think everybody's heard of them. I'm going to bring bands from the Navy and Marine Corps. But the best thing we're going to bring, yeah, that's okay, bring the hand. But the best thing we're going to bring is young sailors, Marines, and Coast Guard men and women to be part of this city and to meet you. Yeah, so, the last 15 months we couldn't get out and about like we all would like to because of these challenges. But because of the changed conditions, I want those sailors, Marines, and Coast Guard men and women to come out amongst the community and meet you in person, learn about this beautiful city, which I love too. I was here last time in 2014 when USS America commissioned here. And I also want you to ask about what they do because they love talking about it so that you can understand what your military is doing for you every day. And I think when you hear their stories, you're going to be as proud of them as I am. Now, Fleet Week is fun, but it's not all about just a port call where we have fun. We also do training while we're here. So one of the things we do is we take advantage of all these ships and equipment and people getting together, and we work to do training on things like disaster recovery efforts with local experts here. So I'm talking about emergency management, police, firemen, medical professionals, and other recovery people. This is about us practicing our skill sets so that during times of emergencies or crisis, the military can support civilian authorities effectively and efficiently. It's really important training. I think when you look back at the pandemic and the fact that we have these cycles of wildfire season, it kind of puts an accent on the importance of that continued effort. So we could not be with you in person in 2020, but I do believe that absence makes the heart grow fonder. So we're super energized to bring everything we've got to make this the best Fleet Week possible in 2021. Really look forward to it. I thank you so much for the hospitality of this city. Look forward to meeting you all. And for me and my family, my wife and I really sincerely thank you from the bottom of our hearts for celebrating our men and women that serve in the military on behalf of this great nation. Thank you so much. I hope to meet everybody in October.
Thank you, Admiral Bays, and we really appreciate having you here and just touching on a little bit about Fleet Week and our plans around emergency preparedness. And our Director of the Department of Emergency Management is here, Mary Ellen Carroll. Thank you so much for being here. She did an incredible job leading the efforts around COVID here in San Francisco. And so we will definitely take full advantage of the opportunity during Fleet Week to make sure that our emergency personnel are working with federal officials to take advantage of the opportunities to train, to learn, to grow, and to be prepared for any situation for each and every one of you. When I look out into the waterfront in this area, again, I tell you all to keep a smile on your face, but I want to take us back just a little bit when this waterfront had the freeway before the '89 earthquake. And I remember when I was at Galileo High School, I used to see the Blue Angels when they would practice. They would fly over our courtyard when we were out at lunch, and we thought how exciting this is to have these incredible planes fly directly over our school. And I think about those times, and I think about where we are now as a city today. We've experienced challenging times before, but like this beautiful waterfront that is now open with no freeway in sight. And if you didn't know about the history, then you probably would never imagine how a freeway could block such a beautiful place. San Francisco is a beautiful place, and we celebrate our history, we celebrate our diversity, but more importantly, as we come out of this pandemic, we celebrate our resilience to survive yet another situation that could have knocked us down. It set us back just a tad bit, and as a result of that, we're coming back stronger. The Phoenix will rise again. San Francisco is rising again as we begin to reopen, and having these incredible spaces, all these wonderful activities along our waterfront is going to make reopening so much better. So I hope you will take advantage of these great opportunities to enjoy San Francisco, to welcome your friends and family members from around the world, around the United States, around the Bay Area. There will continue to be activities and always great food and wonderful, wonderful views that will just continue to put a smile on your face. So thank you all so much for being here, and thank you all for helping us get through this pandemic. San Francisco is back. Thank you.